Hey everybody, Charlie902 here, and welcome back to Star Citizen. Today we're going to take a look at a beast of a ship, the Aegis Redeemer. Stay tuned. Overview and role. CIG's sales page for the Redeemer says, "Now you can own the next great starship. Designed by Star Citizen's backers, the Aegis Redeemer is a powerful fighting ship capable of holding its own in combat with a powerful weapons payload. Dotted with turrets and missiles, the Redeemer also doubles as an armored landing craft capable of delivering armored soldiers for first-person combat. The role of the Redeemer is combat as a medium gunship. Its size category is 4, which is medium. Its dimensions are 51 meters in length, 25 meters in width, and 14 meters in height. Its max crew size is listed as a minimum of 3 or a maximum of 4 total crew members." Offense. The pilot controls 2 fixed size 4 C788 ballistic cannons and 1 remote turret with dual size 3 M5A laser cannons. Additionally, there are 2 manned turrets, each with dual size 5 AD-5B ballistic Gatlins, and 1 additional remote turret with dual size 3 M5A laser cannons. The Redeemer has 16 Strike Force 2 cross-section strike missiles on bespoke missile racks. Defense. The Redeemer has 2 size 3 large sure-stop military-grade C shields, 1 size 3 large Centurion military-grade C power plant, and 1 size 3 large Blizzard military-grade A cooler. Mobility. The Redeemer's top speed is 960 meters per second, and its SCM speed is 140 meters per second. The Redeemer's pitch is 23 degrees per second, yaw 23 degrees per second, and its roll is 65 degrees per second. The Redeemer does not have VTOL. The Redeemer has a size 2 medium cross-filled military-grade C quantum drive. Its hydrogen fuel capacity is 750,000 liters, and its quantum fuel capacity is 5,700 liters. The Redeemer's stock quantum drive range is 275 megakilometers. That's enough to make the jump from Port Olisar to Microtech just shy of 5 times. Utility. The Redeemer has 2 SCU of standard cargo. The Redeemer has storage for weapons as well as personal storage for the crew. Amenities include 4 bunks, restroom with shower, and a food storage/prep area. The Redeemer is meant to be modular, though we don't have much information about how this will work or what the modules may be. Hey everybody, Charlie902 here on Blustery Magda. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Aegis Redeemer inside and out. Follow me. Alright, so I did leave the lights on. You can see them here on the ground. But overall impressions, other than it tipping back and forth in the wind, it looks very intimidating. Very attack helicopter-esque, if not super large for an attack helicopter. Alright, the wind seems to have died down. Maybe it'll stop rocking back and forth, but it may just be the unsteady landing. But also, guns! Guns galore! Look here. We got a manned turret with dual size 5s on the bottom, a manned turret with dual size 5s on the top, an unmanned turret with dual size 3s on the front, 2 gimbaled size 4 mounts on the wings. Or excuse me, those are, I misspoke. These are fixed size 4 mounts on the wings. And then we have another turret that will actually go along these rails here to the end with dual size 3s. This is another remote turret, tail gunner turret. Very cool looking ship. These nutcracker or hair straightener engines are a bit divisive, but I like that it's different. I'll give it that. Even if I don't agree with the overall shape or how they function, I like that it's something different and it makes it seem like a spaceship more than just a plane that flies in the sky. Now, it does look like a helicopter without rotor blades, but still pretty cool. And then we got these circles up here, which I think they're just for looks, but they look really cool. You can see our thrusters here, and then the cockpit up front. As far as the exterior goes, it's definitely a cool looking ship. I love that they went with wheels for the landing gear. Makes it seem very military. And then here you can see escape pods 3 and 4, and on the other side are 1 and 2. And we'll look at what that coincides with once we hit the inside. I'm trying to walk faster, but the wind is blowing my character around, so I can't walk super duper fast. But here we have, I guess, auxiliary thrusters to go along with the main Nutcracker thrusters. These will actually open up like a pair of scissors and actually open and close depending on how much thrust you're giving it to go forward. And then we like the Orcatel here at the end with the Aegis branding on it. You can also see here we have component access. I don't know if that's going to be functional in the future, but it does lead to the component room, which we will look at once we head inside here. Alright, so to gain access to the ship, there's a ramp. We're going to get out of the way so it doesn't kill us here. It may cause the ship to tilt a little bit based on the landing here. There you go. You can see it kind of hop up and down. Alright, so let's go on and get in the ship here. Alright, so you can close this ramp, and it'll open this door here. I don't know if that's intended, but it seems like that will vent the atmosphere. So I wish that would close, and then you would have to open this door. Maybe you can change it in the settings at some point. Not right now. All right, so as soon as we enter in, we see the military theme with the green and the gold or yellow color here. First thing we have on the right-hand side is a latrine. You come in here, you have a toilet here, and then you have a shower as well, and a med kit as long as with a mirror and a sink. That is the only one on the ship. Let's go ahead and close that. Oh, no, that opens that for some reason. There we go, that closed it. All right, so this is a wardrobe. There are 4 of them. As you can see, this is wardrobe number 4. I don't know why that opened when I clicked the button inside there. I don't think that's intended. But you do have 4 bunks, right? And then 4 wardrobes. And then on the left side here, we can see a cargo grid for 2 SCU of cargo. I really enjoy that they included that on this ship. It opens up a variety of mission types and uses for this ship, as well as you can maybe refill the ammo on those massive guns with ammo stores here. You can see the bunks look very much like military-style bunks, but these also function as escape pods, as we saw on the outside. Here's your other 2 wardrobes. Then you have a small kitchenette area here on the end with food storage on the bottom. Now, I've been flying around, so that's kind of went all over the place. It's normally stocked with water bottles and other stuff that you can actually pull out and drink. And then I think this is a nice touch. If you've ever been on a passenger aircraft, or I don't even, maybe military aircraft have these as well. I don't recall seeing them, but these food storage boxes and food prep things have the little stops here that you can turn down. See, this one's turned up to keep this from sliding around and falling out of this shelf during flight. I think that's really cool, and I really enjoy that they put some of them in the not necessarily in the up or down position, so it looks more lived in. That's a good feature. Before we hit the ladder, I want you to look up here, and you'll see there's a hatch. See how it opens when we come near? That will help to keep the top deck from becoming depressurized when the bottom deck is depressurized. Let's go ahead and climb on up. So, clear separation of living space and workspace. We can see forward is the cockpit. We'll go there in just a second. We're going to work our way to the rear first. We have weapon storage here. And I don't see pistol storage. I think it's only long rifle storage. So I'm assuming that pistols are meant to be stored on your person at all times. We also have 4 jump seats. I'm not too keen on their location. I feel like if we could have had the living area or the kitchen up here and the jump seats downstairs, that may have made a little more sense, but I'm sure they have their reasons as to why they even added these up here. And then we're going to go to my least favorite area of the ship. Let's go ahead and open this up. This is the boring area. So this is component storage. And I get it. They put all the components back here, so they have to have these doors a certain metric. But it just seems very dull and bland back here. And I get that it's a military ship, and it's not meant to, you know, be appealing. It's meant to have function. But it just seems like, I don't know. To me, this is a miss. They could have done something a little different to make this a little more interesting to look at. Now, that doesn't affect the function of the ship. You can actually open these up and take a look at these components. Here's your 2 large shields. All right, we have access here to your cooling. All right, this is your quantum drive. All right, what do we got here? Power plants. And here are your batteries. That's not going to open because they're not in game yet. And I don't know if there's anything in the scanner radar area. Will that even open? Doesn't appear so. All right, and then you have supply storage as well there. Now, moving forward of the ship, now this is what I mean. This is way more interesting to look at, even though it has a military purpose. And I think these are just there just for aesthetics. I don't think they actually have any function. I believe I actually saw a preview video where they were undulating in and out, and I don't think the community reacted too well to that. It looked like pistons in here, kind of weird. But at least it's something different to look at with the lighting and the breakup of the geometry. In here we have our life support. I don't think that's going to open at this time. And then your gravity generator, which also doesn't open at this time. All right, so moving forward, we have our bottom turret. Also failed to mention in the back here is your top turret right here. And we'll hop in that in just a second once we check out the cockpit. I love how they have the doors so you can walk over them. That's a good, efficient use of space there. And then on the left and right, we have our remote turret seats. So this is front remote turret, and this is the rear remote turret. Now, by default, the pilot has access to the 2 weapons on the wings, and the front turret becomes slave to the pilot as long as nobody is in the seat using the front turret. All right, we've got a fire extinguisher on the left, and avionics on the right. I guess this is where your computer blades would go. Oh, this does open. Okay, you can see some computery stuff in there. All right, and then we hop up front. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cockpit and the view. All right, so we've got a 3D radar in the center there. We have 4 MFDs, and we've got, obviously, our HUD as well. Now, to the left, to the right, pretty darn good view. You even have a small window at your feet there to help with landing. Front is good view. You got a couple of struts, but they're not too obtrusive. What I don't like is this panel that's above our head here. Kind of restricts the upper view. When I was trying to take off from Lorville earlier, it was kind of hard to see if the hangar doors were opening. But you could kind of see the mechanisms through either side here. So you do have some visibility up, just not a lot. It's not super great. Let's see if we can look at the ship from the outside. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. All right, then you can see the dual turrets on the front. One is remote, one is manned. Turret on the top. And then we have the small turret on the rear here. Now let's power on our engines. All right, and then we're going to take off. I'll show you the landing gear animation. There we go. Slowly take off. Let's go ahead and rotate our view so we can see the landing gear. All right, we're going to raise our landing gear. Turn off our lights. All right. So that's what she looks like with the landing gear up. Let's go ahead and fire our pilot weapons. There you go. You see you have the cannons on the wings and the laser cannons on the turret there. Now, if I hop up, are we going to fall out of the sky? I hope it not. Let's try this. If we just hover here, then maybe we can hop in one of these turrets real quick. We may fall out and die, and that'll be the end of the walkthrough if that's the case. Okay, acting weird. Why am I... There we go. Now I can move. All right, let's hop in the top turret. Where is... Do we hit the button? Yeah, we hit the button on the panel. Not the fastest entry into a turret, so you got to make sure you plan this out. All right, let's see if we probably need to turn it on. Yeah, power on. And... Okay, we exited. I'm sorry. Let's try this one more time. Meant to hit power on, but it exited the slow turret. Come on. Let us in here. Okay. One more time. I want to shoot these massive guns. They're 2 size 5 Gatlins. Okay. Let's try this again. That's power on, switch fire mode. Alright, not exit. Power on. There we go. Okay, this is nice. How's our view? View is okay. Left and right, you have kind of blinders on. And I think that may be for balance. Oh, you can go very high vertically. As you can see here. Look at that. Alright. I think that's going to end it for the walkthrough. Final thoughts. At recording, the Redeemer is available for $275 US war bond, or $325 with credit as part of the Flight Ready sale. The Redeemer cannot be purchased in-game at this time, but will be available to purchase with Alpha UEC in a future update. What I like about the Redeemer: the sheer presence it brings to a battlefield is amazing. Shock, awe, and intimidation. I really like how the Redeemer needs multi-crew to really shine. It can be operated solo, sure, but not as effectively. 2 SCU of storage is a nice touch and adds some variety to the uses of this ship. My dislikes are the aesthetics of the interior, as well as the interior layout in general. The 4 jump seats seem out of place, and the living quarters being located on the bottom deck are just odd. I especially don't like the look of the component room. It's just a bland box. I understand it's a military ship with function over form, but I still just find that part uninspired. Almost like they gave up on design at that point. Changes I'd recommend: swap the living quarters and the component/jump seat locations. This is just a minor nitpick, as overall I like the ship and I feel it serves its intended role very well. Do I recommend the Redeemer? Well, if you're interested in a multi-crew combat ship with crazy shields and firepower, and you'll consistently have at least 1 crew member to man a turret, and you want to invest $275 to $325 US into the game's development, then heck yes, this is a very strong medium gunship and has a variety of uses and roles. Alternatively, you can wait to purchase it in-game in a future patch. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and/or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.